Hello and welcome to The Lab, a Minecraft podcast where we explore, experiment, and theorize about all things Minecraft. I am Miner Thoughts, and with me today is a man who reminds me to recycle the wood puns, the wood intros. So I'm using a recycled one. He is only the finest wood. He's the Troj.
I am the finest, the most perfect wood that thou wouldst would find. You can repeat that one all you like. I don't care how many times you recycle that one. Every week. That'll do. That's it. That's your intro from now on. The perfect wood.
He gives us the finest wood every time.
The finest wood in the lands. Miner's brain is already on vacation. Checking out in 3, 2, 1. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Yes. We're doing a bulk recording of these episodes, and my mind is already on vacation.
All I need from you, Miner, is 30 minutes. That's it.
Okay.
I need you, buddy. You can do this. You got this. Just 30 minutes.
Bringing it back in.
You got this. You got it. I got faith in you.
Okay. So, yeah, we want to talk about today an email. It was partially a feedback, and we briefly discussed it on a feedback episode, but decided it needed its own episode. And it was an email from my son. I call him Josh. Everybody around Interrealms calls him the Bearded Bard. He's the Beard of the North there on Interrealms. But he said, this is a less feedback as it is more of a topic I would love to see you guys discuss. Do you guys feel that perfection of one's content can sometimes take away or inhibit the creativity of the content creator? Do content creators sometimes lose what makes their content special by trying to make it as perfect as possible? So that's what we want to discuss today.
And I believe you said you'd spoken to him and you got a bit more context around what he's trying to convey with the message.
Yes, he is, since he's joined Interrealms and he's kind of streaming more and doing more and wanting to make content, he's wondering about, the YouTube sphere and making videos and, making content. He wants to have a passion. His true passion is music. My son has went through college, received a bachelor's degree in musical performance. So he's really passionate about music, but, just like us as content creators, that's just, something that we're kind of doing on the side. He's got a regular job, but he's still wanting to utilize that passion. And, things that we'll talk about today, things that we struggle with, our content, how sometimes we get in this perfection trap, and how we get through it, how we struggle with it. And I think that email's more of along the lines of, he wants to get more of how we feel, what we're passionate about. And, we've talked about in other episodes, how to become content creators, things to do. Dab Play gave us an email asking us about how to get started. But we want to talk about, maybe today, personal struggles, how we deal with, and maybe the process of how we go through creating content. And I don't know, what do you think?
It's a interesting topic. I know I say that a lot, but when I read the email the first time, my first thought was, oh yeah, this will be a nice little segment for a feedback. And then the more I thought about it, it's like, actually, it's a discussion that's probably worthy of its own thing. Just talking specifically about what he's put there in the email there is, do you guys feel that perfection of one's content can sometimes take away or inhibit the creativity? I don't know whether it's the perfection takes away or inhibits your creativity, but it definitely plays a part, at least like for me. And I know that there's a few others like in the content creator circle that I am in. When I edit a video that I've put a lot of time into, the amount of times I'll watch that video back and back and back and make little tweaks here and little tweaks there and never be fully satisfied with it, it's a time sink. It really is. And it's very, very possible at times that you can get to a point and you can let the quest for perfection to make the perfect edit, the perfect video, overtake you to such a point where you're actually not putting the video out, or it's just taking too long. Then when you take, and then as a small content creator, you're not going to get masses and masses of views necessarily, particularly when you're starting out, you've got 30, 40, 50 followers. You're not going to necessarily get hundreds of thousands of views. Then you look at it and you go, well, here's this video that I've spent hours upon hours upon hours of editing, hours upon hours of going over it to make sure it's perfect. And you get 100 views or you get 50 views and you go, it then has an on-flow effect. It starts getting into your brain going, well, I've sunk all this time into it. Was it worth it? I think that's the bigger trap than for me personally and for other people that I speak to there. I think that's a bigger trap than having the quest for perfection inhibit creativity. I have no problem being creative. Like if you have a look back at, say, my Fever Dream videos back in January in 2024, I was invited to a content creator special event server that ran for a month, and it was called Fever Dream, and I put out the most ridiculous storyline about a mushroom cow, a mushroom, which on the surface was ridiculous, but I labored to perfection over those videos because to say it was a labor of love is probably too strong a thing, but it was, I wanted it to be cinematic. I wanted to tell a story, I think it delivered on it, but the hours and the time spent on those videos, and they got between 700 and 1,000 views or something like that off the top of my head. It made me question, well, why am I spending this much time on it? And also recently with the Interons videos, I'm not going to lie, I've spent hours on them trying to make them the perfect SMP video that I can, and they get not the same amount of love as what my straight line videos do, which I can tell you get a lot less editing time than an Interons video. A lot less. Mm-hmm. Not like, it's not like I just record and whack something up and go, yeah, that's enough. Like they still get an edit, they still get thought and put through, but it's a lot less polished than what my Interons videos are. And those ones will go for thousands of views. Now, I'm sitting here lately thinking, do I spend more time on the straight line videos? Which is, wondering, I'm doing a video series. Wadsy's original idea, I play Minecraft, but I can only walk in one line. And then I've got a data pack there that keeps me just on one line. I can't deviate off that line. And it's a lot of fun. I'm not going to lie. It's a challenge, but it's fun. But I wanted, sorry I'm talking so much, Miner, I apologize, but I hope that people are getting some value out of this. The reason I started doing that was because the Interums videos were taking so long to edit because of my quest for perfection to make them the best videos I possibly could, make them as polished as I could. But then, I was coming up to the time of year where work always gets busy and then real life got busy, and I was struggling to get out a decent video that I was happy with in terms of the polish. So I wanted something that I could, play for an hour, for lack of a better term, rough cut it up, put it together, put some background music and effects on, and out the door. And that's what I did. And, I've now done them for 4 or 5 weeks in a row because it's just been a really busy month. Surprised me was they did better than a polished video. Now, I think someone has asked before, well, why can't we just play and just put up what we have? Well, let me tell you. The reason for that is a key thing for a YouTube video is a key stat is called retention. And that is basically watch time, how long someone will watch your videos for. What I can tell you is even though my Interons videos gets less views, they get great watch time because they're so polished. even though my straight line videos get thousands of views, the watch time is less because it's less polished. So if I did spend the time and combine the two, polished with that concept, it would go out. I think it would get even more views. But it's just a time thing that I don't have at the moment, and I'm content with knowing that those videos won't be perfect because that's not my intention for them to be.
Right.
I think there's a level of that perfection that is needed to make a video go nuts, because if you just record, it's not a case that the evidence is not there to say, well, the ones you're spending less editing time on get better views, so that's the way forward. If you just record and put up what you record and there's no editing, you're going to get basically zero watch time, and the algorithm will go, you're dead. And it'll kill the video, and then your subsequent videos that come out like that will maybe get 5 views. So perfection's required at times.
Yeah, but what I was talking to him about is the and it may have been just yesterday. The how do you balance? I don't know, and I don't know if this is the right way to put it. Perfection and passion. Being passionate enough to put in the time to you really want this video to do well, or to look just so. And this is hard to describe for me because sorry, my you can cut this out. My brain's all over the place. Let me just back it up. Begin it from here. My struggles with content creation, especially for YouTube. If you haven't noticed, I've been doing almost zero YouTube content. Well, pretty much zero YouTube content because I really struggle with perfection. Now, granted, the videos that I put out, I'm happy with. That I've got them. I was able to edit them and get them just the way I wanted, but it was taken a very long time to get it that way. And because of the way YouTube works and the algorithm and whatnot, that's what discourages me. Because I feel like if I'm going to do a video, I should spend the time on it. I'm passionate about it. I want to get it just right and not worry about how the algorithm is going to interpret it. But I understand that's just the way the system works.
Well, that's the reason why the straight line videos do well, because they hit an algorithm, the whole Minecraft butt thing, the challenge thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a segment, it's a niche that I actually quite enjoy, and I'll probably move more towards that. I think I think people need to be careful. Sort of what you're describing there is allowing the wanting of perfection, the needing for your videos to be perfect, doesn't move into a state where it's debilitating. And I think that's the actual answer. And I think it's different for everyone. Is the line between perfection and passion can be very close and very, very intertwined at times, but you can allow that need of perfection to be debilitating to the fact that you're actually not putting videos out because you're never happy with it, or you're crafting a video that just you're sinking more time into it that you're probably not going to get your time back from, which demoralizes you a different way. It's like when you buy a house, as an example, as an investment, and you're asking yourself, okay, how much money do I put into it? Do I put a pool in? Will that raise the value? Will that raise the value of the property to the same amount of money or more that I'm putting into it? There's a thing called overcapitalizing, where you can throw so much money renovating a house, but you actually don't get your value or your return on your investment on that because you've spent it the wrong way, or you've taken it too much, you've overcapitalized. And I think it's the same parallel you can make with video content. I have a look at my, if I go back to season 3, World 3 Into Realms, episode 1, I from memory, edited that for 48 hours of editing time went into it and crafting it. And it was demoralizing that it, at the time, only got, a few hundred views. I'd overcapitalized my time. So you've got to find, I think, the balance is between that perfection and the passion. You've got to find where the happy medium is, because if you don't find where that happy medium is, you will be debilitated.
I think for me, though, what's debilitating is, again, it's hard to describe that I want to put out, and I told my son about this. I want to put out videos, but because of time and work and things like that, I couldn't possibly put in the time to do those things. That's why my passion has kind of switched to doing these podcasts. Something that we talked about in the feedback episode, that we were asked, what we do, how we feel about doing these podcasts. I'm starting to get passionate about doing these different podcasts, and maybe possibly take it on more. There's the editing for me is different. I feel like maybe it's just because it's just audio. I don't have to worry about where to cut a scene, this or that. And there's different AI tools I can help to clean up the audio, take out pauses, whatnot. Whereas it gets a lot more time consuming with video editing. To put in effects and transitions and all these different things where you want it to look, epic. And and I get into that mode sometimes where I don't want it just a regular play through video. I want to put in, some cool different things. But it takes time.
Yeah.
But I think passion does play a part in it, but at the same time, you don't want to get yourself in that perfection trap.
Yeah, and that's where you got to find the balance, and that's different for everybody. I can often find myself really getting into that hole when I'm crafting a video, and I'm going to go back to the Fever Dream videos because it's a great example that I spent so much time on them. There's so many cinematics in there. Usually at the start and the end of those videos, there's so many cinematics that, you got to sit there, and it's not just not setting up the replay mod footage, but then the render time. I was rendering that in, 4K. So it was long render time, and that locks your instance of Minecraft up. And also because it was using processing power, I didn't want to be doing too much, so it'd finish quicker on the machine. So it's all a time sink, this whole thing. And it just comes back to the balance that you've got to find that you're happy with, that you can still keep to if you've got a release schedule, sticking to your release schedule. Now, coming into the start of this year, I said I was going to spend 6 months and I was going to give content a red hot crack. I was going to, work permitting, keep to my 3 to 4 streams a week. I was going to get a long form video out once a week, and I was going to get 3 shorts out a week. That was what I tried to do. And for the most part, I've achieved that. YouTube, the video side, today till time of recording, I have achieved that. Every video every week, a video every week, and 3 shorts out. I've mostly kept my streaming stuff on Twitch, but work has stopped some of that at times, so you can't help that, unfortunately. Life is life and must come first. But the consistency has worked. And to sacrifice, though, what I had to sacrifice was some of my perfectionism when it came to the content. Now, did that limit my creativity? Or follow on with Josh's rest of his comment there, do content creators sometimes lose what makes their content special by trying to make it as perfect as possible? In my case, and I can only speak for me, in my case, trying to stick to a schedule lost what makes my video special, which is the way I think I edit. I think I'm a decent editor now. I'm learning quite a lot. But the need to keep to my schedule that I had promised myself that I would for the need to be consistent, which is an important thing when it comes to YouTube, that lost contributed to me losing what makes my videos special, which was the polish. The other side of that too is, you see, if you watch a lot of creators today, particularly those small to mid-tier ones, honestly, the videos are the same. They all start with, last time we XYZ, today we're going to do XYZ. And then they do their very polished, very slick videos into a time lapse, bit of shenanigan, and they're very generic. They're following a format, and it works for the algorithm and the way the format works and what people want to watch. And I think that limits creativity, is people trying to fit a mold of what is currently working in the algorithm sphere, in the social sphere. That limits, I think, creativity of the content, not necessarily the builds and stuff like that, but to produce a video that's the same as everybody else, the cookie cutter approach, because you want to, capitalize on what's working. I think they contribute more, from my perspective, to a loss of creativity than the need necessarily for perfection. For me, the need for perfection is a time sink that makes me demoralized at times, if I allow it, if I don't find the balance.
This might be a tangent, but this kind of ties in. One thing that he told me, that my son told me, that is, whatever you do, whatever kind of content or whatever, creative type of thing you do, and it was more me telling him, is if you're passionate about it, don't listen to the voices. He had told me that on a college trip to Italy, that they had someone tell the whole group that you guys will never be good enough. I don't care where you are, you'll never be good enough. And he's told me that, he's had recitals that he did for a grade, that where he felt he got a good grade. The recital went well, but he felt that maybe, it was just for the grade. It was very mechanical. I don't know the proper word for it. It was very just, straightforward singing for the grade. Of course he passed. The recital was good and whatnot, but he's had singing to where it's full of passion, and just those voices that tell you that you can't do it. And you've talked about people that have told you, but I'm telling you, people that are listening right now, and that over the years, this man, my one of my best friends, he's grown as a builder, as a content creator, as a streamer, on YouTube. And maybe it's not like he had, you haven't gone viral, but at the same time, you've worked hard for what you've got now because you've been passionate about it.
I think the important thing is to enjoy it. Look at it as a hobby that you can enjoy and embrace. When I get in the mood to edit a video, like edit a video, personally, I think they come up really good. And it's just the way I feel about it. But I enjoy the process. Again, those Fever Dream videos, I wanted to make them cinematic. And that's why, I had the wonderful Eleni help me do the voiceovers. She's got such a great voice for voiceovers. And, then putting it together with my cinematic editing, I had people message me at the ending of that saying, I actually shed a tear, or even at the first episode, I actually genuinely felt sad that you didn't, with what happened, XYZ, I was invoking emotions, and that's what I wanted to do. I like to write, I like to tell stories, and at the moment I don't have an opportunity to write for time, so that can come out in my videos by telling stories and crafting stories that way with creativity. But I enjoy the process. It's not like I sit down and go, oh, bloody hell, I've got to edit a video now. I enjoy it because it's the hobby, and I think that's the key thing, especially when you're little. You know, whether you got 100 subscribers, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, you're a small fish in a big pond. So look at it that you are enjoying it. Find your balance between perfection and passion. But as long as you're enjoying it, technically enjoyment is a sort of passion. If you're enjoying it and you keep it from that perspective, it's going to be a whole lot easier for you than slaving over, oh my goodness, I've just put a video out. It didn't hit the algorithm. Oh, you know, my life is over. You know, you mention Monocle all the time. His former name was British Weirdo. You know, he'd pull videos. That's an example of someone chasing an algorithm. Roll it back, guys. You know, roll it back. Do it because you enjoy it. Don't worry about the algorithm. Do it because you enjoy it. If you're making videos that you enjoy, it will work for you. Now, I can actually speak to this. So when I started the Troj YouTube channel, the Troj, you know, it was a break away from DTG Family Gaming where we started the journey. And it was my own thing. And I'm not going to lie, I did it to chase the algorithm because I saw other people doing tutorials and I thought, well, they're getting great success with that. I'm going to do the same thing. And you know what? Yes, the videos did reasonably well. I was growing. It was a slow growth. Like I wasn't going viral. It wasn't going nuts. It was just doing it. But when I switched focus, because I don't like doing tutorial videos, my passion was not there for them. Can I do them? Yes. Did they get success to a degree? Yes. But when I switched over to making videos on that channel that I enjoyed, which was back to the Let's Plays, the stuff that I was genuinely enjoying, I found that I was enjoying making my content again. I was feeling more passionate about it. My creativity was coming back and it flowed. Now, while my views decreased, I'm not going to lie, yes, the views definitely decreased. The rate of subscribers, though, increased. And I think it was because people watched the video, they were picking up my passion. And so, therefore, it wasn't just another tutorial. It was a unique bit of content. And therefore, while my views decreased, my rate of subscribers increased. You know, and now we're tracking towards 3,000 subscribers on that channel. And this year, I have done no tutorials, I don't think, but I've had the best single year for growth on YouTube that I've had so far. And we're only, at the time of recording, 5 months in. So I think the moral of the story is be passionate, not to the degree that it ruins your creativity, though, and the perfection of it debilitates you to not put stuff out. But do it because you just freaking enjoy it. You do that, and it doesn't matter what happens. If you're enjoying it and it's a hobby that you enjoy, legitimately enjoy doing, the rest doesn't matter. Do it because you enjoy it. Make videos that you enjoy, things that you would watch, things that you like. My Fever Dream videos, I go back and watch them, not all the time, but every now and again I'll watch them because I think they're actually good videos and I enjoy watching them. So if you do that, you can't lose.
Exactly. Well, we covered a lot today. Josh, I'm sure you're listening to this, of course. We appreciate the feedback, the suggestions for these episodes, and just general questions that can turn into full episodes like this. Send them in.
And this is definitely one, Josh. If you want to keep this conversation going, keep it going. It's a good one. If we haven't got quite what you are asking, no problems. Fire off more because, you can sort of look at some of these as like the content creator focus one, sort of like a mini series within our podcast, directed to the other small content creators out there from our perspective. So yeah, by all means, send some more in. If we can talk about it again, happy to.
Or anybody else, if you have questions about what we've discussed today, you can do it in many different ways. Down here in the YouTube comments, you can do that. Make sure you like and subscribe while you're here. If you haven't already, it's much appreciated. You can also contact us on Twitter at mclab_podcast, through the Interrealms SMP website, interrealmssmp.com to be exact, or through the podcast email, which is minecraftlabpodcast@gmail.com, or If you want to discuss something about content creation, you can find us on the Discord, the Interims Discord, and all those links should be down there in the description.
Well, I actually really genuinely enjoyed talking about this one, about content creation, without trying to be perfect about it. I've got a passion for it. I enjoy the hobby. So, yeah, any more feedback or any more ideas around this, please, as we said, and Miner said, please let us know. Yeah, always looking for topics to talk about when it comes to content creation.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Well, as we did allude to in our previous video when we were talking about the 15-year birthday, at time of recording, we're both out of town. You on vacation, me on a work trip. So, we're still not back yet. So plenty of time to get that feedback in. The next video that the next podcast that we will be recording will be our feedback episode for the month ahead of us. Because at the time of recording, at time of listening, you guys are probably towards the end of June. We're recording this in the end of May. So we want plenty of feedback to talk about when we go to record that feedback episode. So please send the feedback in.
And at the time of recording, or you probably already heard the latest Minecraft reality check. So definitely give me some feedback on that one.
Yeah, I've already edited and uploaded that one. I want some feedback on that. That is a great one.
Yes.
But with that, Miner, I hope you're enjoying your holiday. This is the last one we are recording, actually, before you actually pack up to pack and go on your holiday. So I hope you have a great vacation. You definitely deserve it. You've been working hard. And I'll talk to you when you get back in a few weeks.
Yeah, you too. Safe travels.
Thank you, my friend. We will talk soon.
Okay. Bye, everyone.